Now we all know that a lie has speed, but the truth has endurance. To thine own self be true. Probably remember that from Hamlet. You know, so many people will tell the truth, have no trouble telling the truth, but not living the truth. Living the truth and telling the truth need to go hand in hand. A lot of people today feeling uncomfortable within themselves because they know they're telling the truth. They're just not living the truth. There's a story in the Bible of a governor by the name of Pilate who was overseeing the trial of Jesus Christ. And he asked this question, what is truth? Good question. Another fellow in the Bible by the name of Jacob. Now, I'm sorry to tell you this, but in Hebrew, Jacob means usurper. He usurped the birthright of his brother Esau. Now, the story goes that, and to cut a long story short, he arrives at a place called Jabbok. He's on his own. And a theophany, Theo being God, God appears to him. Theophany, no doubt it's a manifestation of Jesus Christ in the Old Testament, who we know as the Word of God, and wrestles with Jacob, wrestles with him till the breaking of day, comes to a point where he says, what is your name? Jacob knew exactly what he meant. Now, I think Jacob probably told the truth more often than, we don't see him lying a whole lot. I mean, he seems to be telling the truth, but he wasn't living the truth. His words and his actions didn't marry up. Well, comes to a place where he just won't let God go until God blesses him. And God says, what is your name? And Jacob knew, and he goes, well, my name is Jacob. I'm sure he didn't say it as pleasant as what I am. He'd been wrestling. But he did come to a place of accepting who he was. God says your name will no longer be Jacob, but your name will be Israel. I've often said to people, don't worry too much about your reputation. Look after your character. Your reputation will look after itself. A couple of years ago, I had an operation, and it was time for me to leave the hospital. And on that particular day, my body was sending off all the right signals that I was okay. Well, my stomach began to expand, grow, and wasn't right, and to say the least. Well, I called the surgeon in, and the surgeon said, no, there's something seriously wrong. They raced me off, had this big operation again. Later on, I asked them how that could possibly be when I'm in hospital. Couldn't they tell? And the surgeon said, your body was sending off wrong signals. Now, to be frank with you, I felt quite okay. And that's the problem. It's like a rubber band. They explained it to me like this. It's a rubber band that keeps stretching and stretching and stretching and stretching until it breaks. And it can happen. People living a lie. Now, Hamlet was right. To thine own self be true. To live the truth. Now, I know a lie has speed, but the truth has endurance. Not always easy. Some business people will say it's tough. To say one thing, to get the business in. Well, they get the business in, now they've got to do the business. And it's about living the truth in all we do. How's your health? Some people lie to themselves about their health. Got a pain in the chest. How you doing? Oh, I'm okay. Well, really? We can lie to ourselves. Now, I'm not just talking, I think people find it easier to understand the difference between a truth and a lie with their words than they do in their actions. So, remember this. Live the truth. Pilate wanted to know from Jesus. Jesus himself said, the truth will set you free. Free within. When we are free within, everything around about us, if it doesn't work out the best, then irrelevant of that, we are the best. You'll often hear me say, it's what is in you that matters. So, the truth. A lie might have speed, but the truth has endurance. Endurance in our day, endurance in our night. Some people cannot sleep. Some people would say, I just can't sleep. Well, Sometimes it's because they're not living the truth. Didn't say that's for everybody. Some people physically unhealthy. They're not living the truth. They know to eat healthy. They tell everybody else to eat healthy. They're telling the truth. They're saying you've got to eat this way and eat that way, but they don't eat that way themselves. Many people who are Christians, God bless them, right, will say you've got to read the Bible. Well, you go to their home and their Bible's got dust all over it. Right? They're telling the truth, but they're not living it in their own lives. You know, good health, holistic health, is in our body, in our mind, and in our emotions. A lie will have speed, but the truth will have endurance.